This episode is brought to you by our Patreon supporters. Today's patron of the day is Monica. Patrons get the show always ad-free and access to the extended episode with bonus content. So if you don't want to miss all of that, go to patreon.com/calltheline. That's patreon.com/calltheline.
Brilliant new things coming, like LangCon Online Live starting in August. We didn't have to push it back because we were apparently competing with some other cons and we won our first one. But anyway, it'll be the second week of August, LangCon Online Live. Anyway, you want to be over there, patreon.com/call-a-line, because it's cool and it makes you cool. And it kind of like guarantees we're going to like be around for longer.
True.
If that's something you like.
True.
Play the intro. What is up, everybody? Welcome to The Line Has a Podcast.
Hey, girls.
This is July 14th, 2025, and I'm Jimmy Snow.
And I'm Alyssa Lube.
I was hoping you would match my energy there. And I'm Alyssa Lube. I don't have an impression of you. You're a hard person to do an impression of. I feel like it'd be insulting because all I would just do is try to girl it. Our voices are like cadence or what isn't so far apart that it's like that there's something about the way you talk where it's obviously a caricature of you. Maybe I have that. I don't know. I've never heard a person try to do an impression of me.
I'm not good at impressions. Like if I even tried to like pull apart what things about the way that you speak would be very unique to you. Like I would know it when I hear it, but I can't like lift it out of the experience and like try and recreate it. I can't do that.
Just shove a spoon to the back of your throat and lift, and I think that gets you.
Really?
Because I feel like I close off my nasal passage almost entirely when I speak.
I know.
There's not an air going through.
I've never even I wouldn't even know how to do that.
It's just the way I am.
Wow.
I was born this way, okay? And Lady Gaga says, back the fuck off. That's right.
What was I going to say? Something.
I don't know. How would I know?
I don't know. But what were we talking about? How we say things, impressions.
No one does an impression of me. I don't know how to do an impression of you because I feel like it would just sound like I was trying to do girl stuff, and then I'd end up doing like a Valley Girl voice because that's probably my universal girl impression that everybody just loves it.
Sometimes I have Valley Girl vibes, and then other times I've had people tell me I sound very from New York. So I don't know. I think like it depends on who I've been around recently, and that influences me enough to go like one way or the other.
Sometimes I have Valley Girl voice, but other times people just say I sound like I'm from New York, and so I don't know. That's my best shot.
Wait, what I was going to say before is, in our episode from last week in Riverside, the transcription says Alyssa Loop. And I think that's so cute. I was like, that is a really cute, like, alter ego. Alyssa Loop? It sounds like a Willy Wonka character.
I just looped in my pants.
Yeah, and sometimes that happens.
Not to me, though. Only you people.
Well, you know.
Only to you weirdos. You know what this is? This is actually our official episode 40.
Whoa.
40.
How did we get that far? That's crazy.
I think that means toward the ends of August, we'll probably hit episode 50.
Wow.
And
should we do something fun?
I'm just saying, if Promise isn't there, I'm going to be really mad.
We should tell her in advance. Be like, we're doing episode 50 sometime in August. We would really like for you to be there. I miss doing chewed gum with her a lot.
Yeah.
I really miss it because I've been like looking through all of our clips together. I'm like, I just miss her.
It was a good time.
I know.
She might be back one day.
I know.
I don't know.
I get worried every day.
She keeps telling us things. She keeps talking to us like she's on her way back.
I know.
Like she'll be like, yo, and then you like see her like post on Instagram and she's like, you know, I'm from America, but my primary residence is here. And frankly, I will never come back. And in reality, I hate outhouses, but not as much as America.
Right.
I lied about the outhouse thing. I want you all to know that I was trying to we were gaslighting Jimmy.
Promise and I got together ahead of time. We decided that was going to be the thing, and then we just like took it down from the inside. You know? Mm-hmm. I am increasingly worried.
I smelled that.
I'm increasingly worried that she's just never going to come back, and I don't blame her. Like she looks happier. But I want her to come back selfishly.
I want you to be happier, but in ways that make me happier too.
Exactly.
That's how I feel about it.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. The amount of news that is newsing right now. The amount of cope right now amongst Republicans who are trying to now justify that Trump is like fully escalating the like, stop talking about the Epstein files. He didn't actually say that exact phrase.
But he basically did.
Sending out right. The Truth Social screenshot where he said that in all caps is not real. That one's fake. But the one where he's talking about Pam Bondi, everybody's going after our great Attorney General Pam Bondi, and frankly, that is crazy. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Pam Bondi.
Where he says, what's going on with my girls and boys? Is that one?
Yes, my gals and even some of my guys. I would have
girls and guys. Yeah.
Where'd that shit go?
That post, by the way, on Truth Social, he got fucking ratioed. Like the comments are so much more than the likes, which is like kind of amazing to see. And there are so many comments from like MAGA people that are really pissed at him, and it's just amazing. I'm like, is this the thing that's going to like be their breaking point? Like, is this MAGA's breaking point? The Epstein files? Really? I mean, like, whatever. If that's what it is, and we can like slowly get them back on the side of like being normal and sane, fine. But like, I would have never in a million years guessed that that's what it would be.
This is I'm going to read the whole
Please
thing.
Do.
It's so long. What's going on with my boys and in some cases gals? They're all going after General Pam Bondi, who is Attorney General Pam Bondi, who is doing a fantastic job. We're on one team, MAGA, and I don't like what's happening. We have a perfect administration, the talk of the world, and selfish people are trying to hurt it all over a guy who never dies, Jeffrey Epstein. For years, it's Epstein over and over again. Why are we giving publicity to files written by Obama, crooked Hillary, Comey, Brennan, and the losers and criminals of the Biden administration who conned the world with the Russia hoax, 51 intelligence agents, the laptop from hell, and more? They created the Epstein files just like they created the fake Hillary Clinton, Christopher Steele dossier that they used on me, and now my so-called friends are playing right in their hands? Why didn't these radical left lunatics release the Epstein files? If there was anything in there that could have hurt the MAGA movement, why don't they use it? They haven't even given up on the John F. Kennedy or Martin Luther King Jr. files. No matter how much success we have had securing the rest of it doesn't matter all that much. But what I love is that he literally tries to, the phrase is have his cake and eat it too. Which one is it? Is there nothing in the files, or did the crooked left create fake files that would make everybody look bad? Like, if there's nothing in them, if you're sitting there saying there's nothing in them, so then release them. Unredacted, just release the whole goddamn thing and be done with it. But you're both here saying that there's nothing in there, and they're made up by Hillary and Steele dossier guy and Comey, and it's the same Biden. It's all a hoax. Which one is it? You can't have it both fucking ways. And this is like more and more every day. It's just like, bro, you're definitely in that fucking file. And look, right now, if anything, they're buying time. I don't know what's actually going on, but it could be that this is all a time buyer where they're like, oh, we're going to have to release this. So delay while we scrub him out of those things, while we either redact or make all the parts where Trump is in it disappear, which would not fucking surprise me at all. New and more pictures popping up all the time of Trump with Ghislaine, of Trump with Jeffrey. Just every day, someone's like, oh, here's another one from some party. Here's a time where Epstein basically was like, yeah, I'm his best bud. It's the guy has already said such creepy things about kids. You've seen the video of him hitting on the like 8-year-old or 10-year-old getting ready to go up an escalator. It's like, oh, are you two together? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Isn't that crazy? Guys, what is the simplest answer? Let's Occam's razor this a little. I can't hear you at all.
Anyway, what I was going to say is if I had any piece of information that would absolve me from what he's being accused of, I would release it expeditiously. The fact that he is like, why is everyone talking about this? We've been talking about this person for so many years. He's the guy who won't die, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, well, like he's made himself so guiltier by the fucking day by doing that. And the other thing is like, it feels like they didn't have a good discussion on what they were going to say, because what he could have said instead was, it's going to take delay. It's going to take a little longer. There's some stuff so he could have blamed it on the left, but instead he something fell through the cracks. And he said, instead, why are we still talking about this guy? Why we should be talking? And it made him look so guilty. But there is a way that is feasible that he, if he didn't say that, they could have released the files, even if he was in them, because we know that he could gaslight his base into thinking that it's AI, that the left made it up, that, what you're seeing is not what it is. But now he's dug his own grave with it. And there's really kind of nothing he can do, whether they release it or they don't. Even if they do release it and his name is not included at all, I think now his base is smart enough to say, okay, well, if you're not in it, then why did you delay as much as you did?
I don't think they're that smart.
Well, I guess it's not the whole of them, but the ones that are already kind of teetering now, that are in his Truth Social comments and telling him that he's,
Yeah, I think he'll be like, because it was a distraction, I was out here trying to make America great again, but because of demand, we are going to release the files. You will see that I was right. There's nothing in there that is important. Anything that seems bad was put in there by the Democrats, except for we added some things like Bill Clinton was the biggest problem. Mm-hmm. He was over at Epstein. It'll be something where he's like, all right, we're releasing it, but he'll qualify everything you aren't going to see, and they'll just eat it up. I mean, right. We were talking about Alex Jones's tears the other day, remember? Mm-hmm. And he literally then thereafter did a thing where he was claiming that, I know that Trump, it turns out I've got on good information that Trump did basically a deal with the deep state that they let him actually do his agenda or he'll release the files. And it's literally like, bitch, if the problem is that the deep state are in the files and they'll be hurt by it, why make that deal?
Right.
Release the files and eject the deep state that supposedly exists, you fucking weirdos. Get rid of them using it. That they're just going to sit back and quietly, because what you're saying is then that means he's comfortable with them returning to power after he leaves office, and that some other person wouldn't release it. This isn't a believable lie. Mm-hmm. Every bit of it is so dumb, but he's sitting there trying to come up with something when, again, these are the people who promised, and then when Trump gets in, man, heads are going to roll because the Epstein files are coming out. And we're going to learn about how that that boy who tried to shoot him was really a leftist. People were pointing out that was a year ago, I think today or yesterday. Yes, it's a year ago today.
Happy Irreversary.
And yet we still know nothing about the kid.
Yeah, nothing. And his ear is fine. Cartilage doesn't grow back.
I want the people who are like, no, he got mutilated by it. They tore through, reading his statement, as I felt the bullet tear through the flesh, even though later he described it as kind of like a mosquito bite, but a lot worse, a bad mosquito bite. The fact that you're thinking that, I'm like, yo, what's worse? A bite on the ear or a bullet tearing through your ear?
Right.
Because that one guy who fought Mike Tyson, you can still see his ear scar. But this bullet I don't think that was fake blood. The people who were like, he had a blade and he nicked it, or I don't buy into any of the conspiracies that it was a staged event. I think he probably actually did bleed. Whether it was from his ear, I have no idea. But it seems to have been potentially a scratch. He got a scratch that bled, or a piece of glass or something else. The statement he made about the bullet tearing through the flesh of his ear is clearly a lie.
Do you think, so you don't think and I don't really have a formed opinion on this, but you don't think that the assassination attempt was staged?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
In fact, I think I think that's a level of conspiracy thinking that our side needs to not become seduced by the fact that the other side gets to rely on conspiracies. I think that it's wild to do so.
Yeah.
But it is a matter of like, that's actually where the whole, somebody in comments yesterday, also on our side, quote unquote, or the day before, also put a conspiracy that Kamala Harris ran to give Trump the win, that it was her goal.
Why?
That the whole thing was set up so he would get it back. That's how deep these deep state conspiracies go. And I'm just like, you are a fucking idiot.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I feel similarly to the people who are like, definitively, the whole thing was a staged thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think the reason why we haven't heard much more about it is that the story is really boring. And if you actually read up on like these, like why conspiracies take hold and all these sorts of things, it is always surrounding when a person dies, or when a person nearly dies, less often actually when, if everybody lives, less chance of a conspiracy. If somebody dies, whether it's the person they were killing or the other person or both people, and it goes up because within the mystery of all of that, you can create so many conspiracies. But actually, we already heard he's mentally ill. He was also looking up Biden's schedule. He wanted to do something crazy. He was up there. Yeah, obviously somebody else did die. So the idea that the Trump administration was staging this in a way where this child was going to be a precision shooter to get close enough that if he did slip, Trump would have. Also, Trump's too much of a coward. And then also Biden was still in power at that time. So either Biden staged it or tried to do it, and then the Trump administration by now would have exposed him for that as with all the power of the presidency, or the reverse. If Trump had staged it and stuff. And there's too much of both intelligence agencies going, it's honestly just a crazy guy and a lot of incompetence, and that's unfortunately boring, but nobody will attach on to boring answers like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I saw a lot about how it's the anniversary and the cartilage hasn't grown back, or not that it has grown back.
Yeah, literally, you've regrown cartilage.
Yeah, so I wonder.
There wasn't a significant wound after, though, and there's reasons why they won't show pictures of the wound itself when it happened, which would have been taken. Like a doctor or somebody, there's going to be archived photos of, and that will be maybe something we get when the next president isn't a Republican, of the scratch he got, of the boo-boo he got on it, whether it was actually from a bullet, whether it was from something that came off of that the bullet hit, shrapnel, whatever else. I do not buy that a bullet in any way penetrated, but skimmed something, sure. The blood, I think, is probably real blood. And I don't think, again, he's a coward. I don't think he was holding a razor, because people are like, but look at the way he puts his hand up to his, that was him cutting his own hair. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Shut the fuck up.
No way.
That little bitch boy, come on.
I also don't, in what world would he be quick enough and savvy enough to pull that off? He's 80 something years old. How old is he? 80?
A million, I think.
God.
I actually believe he predates humanity.
It fucking feels that way.
He is greed. He is.
God,
he is gluttony.
He is.
He's more of a concept than a human with age.
I wish he was more of a concept than a human. That would be great. I would love if he were less of a human, a physical human, and was more of a concept. But alas, here we are.
I think enough people, I believe that at the same time, roughly 1,000 years ago, there were about 1 million people simultaneously taking the worst shit of their life. And it was all very painful, and they all strained at roughly the same moment. And as they all strained, the collective energy of their suffering metastasized into a being, and that was Donald Trump. And he's been roaming the earth ever since, just looking for peace in the form of literally stealing children candy from babies. And I don't mean I mean literally. I think that he is president and then he changes form and he goes and he just takes candy from kids.
Sounds right. Sounds like him.
It sustains me. That is what gets me going, frankly.
So do you think that this is going to be the Epstein files? Okay, so one other thing about it. Did you think that I don't remember him campaigning that much on it, like releasing the Epstein files. But now I feel like I see so much language of he campaigned on this. This was a whole part of his campaign. And I was like, was it? Maybe I just didn't I didn't want to really hear his campaign from his own mouth. So
it was usually grouped into other stuff. But yes, he definitely brought it up at rallies that he was going to not just, it was always grouped as like, and we're going to finally declassify these things that I said I would do last term and never did get around to doing. But we're going to be declassifying the 9/11 files, the JFK files, the MLK files, the Epstein files, the blah, 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 blah. And there were times where he was doing interviews. And there's even an interview where they ask, would you release this? Yes, yes, yes. Epstein files? Yes. Maybe less so, though, because, and they were like, why less? He's like, well, because when there's a lot of fake news in there, a lot of fake things in the files, you want to be careful before you are destroying people's reputations. Which to me, when I heard that in the first place, I was like, bro, he's saying he knows he's in there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can watch that. It was probably Fox News since he was being.
He's been preparing for video. This. That's crazy.
Well, not what he was definitely not expecting. I think he knew he was eventually going to have to talk his way out of it. But for the most part, and he has succeeded in this, he has mostly been like, I can figure out in the moment whatever bullshit excuse to give. And my supporters will create the narrative around it that makes it work. I don't have to actually premeditate much. And this was one of the ones that he probably should have premeditated, should have thought of a lot about before just running his fucking mouth. And he just said, no, I'll be fine. My people will never hurt me. And no, this was one of the big ones. This is one of the big ones. Roseanne Barr. He lost Roseanne.
Did you know that this would be a big one for the MAGA base? Could you have anticipated that this was the thing that was going to start peeling people off?
No, because I thought Epstein files would be released. I just didn't ever have any, I never believed they would release the Epstein files in a way that would hurt him. So heavily redacted, all that kind of stuff, or just scrub it of him. But I believed something they were going to call the Epstein files was going to be released, and it would mostly go after his enemies. Right. So I didn't think, I didn't anticipate this because I didn't anticipate this being the version of it. I thought we would get something that was clear to us to be fabricated, to basically be everything he accuses. They make fake files, they make fake investigation, blah, 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 and then see it and it'd be like, bro, you are, because that's what they always do. They accuse others of it. And then that's what it's actually them doing. I anticipated that. I didn't anticipate literally him being like, nobody even cares about the Epstein files. That's his new line too. He tries, no one even cares about the Epstein files. No one cares about them at all.
It's crazy. And then even his people are like, actually, yeah, we actually really, really do.
Yeah, that radio conspiracy theorist Dan Bongino, who has sucked his dick at every fucking turn, is apparently thinking about resigning as the second in command at the FBI because he had a super heated exchange with Pam Bondi about it in the last couple of days. He's like, it's crazy. And then there's just too many elements of it that look stupid. People breaking down, they were releasing the footage of outside Jeffrey Epstein's cell and finding more and more spots where it's like, not only was this edited, it was edited poorly.
Yeah.
This wasn't edited in some sort of software that you'd be able to forensically have a hard time detecting. Y'all did this in Adobe Premiere.
Yeah.
Y'all did this in Canva.
Wasn't the file saved in you could see in the file
as a Premiere project file?
It's almost, sometimes it's shocking how dumb his whole administration is and how dumb they think everyone else is, that I'm like, is this on purpose? Are they doing things shitty on purpose? Is that a possibility that we could be presented with? Because how did you really honestly think you were going to present an Adobe file to people who have grown up with the internet and 13-year-olds who know how to use Adobe products, and you're gonna, what do you mean? What do you mean? Who did you think? How long could that have gone?
Have you ever heard of Hanlon's razor?
No.
You've probably heard of Occam's razor.
Yes.
You've probably heard of Hitchens' razor. Hanlon's razor is never attribute to malice that which is adequately explained by stupidity.
Yeah, that feels right.
And that's kind of where I am. I'm
Yeah.
kind of thinking
They're stupid.
this be more dumb than anything.
That's just crazy. Like, it's crazy to think that like the HR team at a run of the mill like advertising agency has a better will have a better team than the fucking White House did when they were trying to edit a video of Jeffrey Epstein. What do you mean?
And by the way, it's like, did you even need to? Because it wasn't of Epstein himself.
Right.
It's his door.
It's his door.
At the bottom of, and you can't even really see the right door because that's down the stairs. The door that's most in frame isn't even his cell door. And you're like, so this proves it. Ignore the 6 minutes or so of missing footage because we assumed you guys aren't going to look at the timestamps. Like, the fuck is wrong? It's too incompetent. And I guess maybe some brilliant person would be like, all right, so now if I do want to do something malicious, I just have to make it seem really stupid. And then that's what people will blame it. Maybe Trump is the super genius we don't realize.
Well,
that he says he is, but differently. You know what I mean?
Okay. Like, I don't really think that there's a possibility for that in any way, shape, or form. This is a man who shits himself.
Mm-hmm. Well, shitting yourself has nothing to do with IQ. Let's be clear on that.
No, you're right. But he's an old fart.
Lots of people. I don't want to not everybody who shits themselves is a piece of shit.
No, you're right.
Themselves.
He is, though.
Let's not shit on the shitters, okay? As Jesus said, blessed are the shitters, for they shall inherit the kingdom of heaven. And let's just
Blessed
remember
are
that.
the shitters. Oh my God.
Oh man.
Should we take a break? We're 28 in.
Yeah, as we play this music, I'll probably just read a tweet from the 12th from Elon Musk. Let me find this thing. I don't do an Elon Musk impression, people. I'm sorry. It bothers no one more than it bothers me.
Hey.
But he also sounds like he's got a mouthful of peanut butter. Worse than I do. Much worse. And it's like, and I'm quirky, and I'm like, totally, blah, blah, blah. He's just very robotic. But I can't do him. Anyway, this is what he tweeted. Seriously, he said Epstein half a dozen times while telling everyone to stop talking about Epstein. Just release the files as promised. And I'm sitting here like, he's got a point. He's got a point. Look, I feel like he just has to sit down and go, Donald, from one Nazi to another. Release the files. We'll be right back.
This episode is brought to you by the amazing people on patreon.com/calltheline, where you can get the show ad-free and you get the extended episodes where we do bonus shows, which is most of the time. Head over to patreon.com/calltheline and sign up today. Would you like to be one of the cool people who can
We're so happy to be back. We're so glad that you're here.
It was really stressful in the break. I was worried. I missed it. I missed podcasting in the break.
Oh, yeah. Every day I'm like, why aren't I podcasting right now?
Yeah.
It's frankly, we don't have a good answer for it. Why aren't we daily podcasting?
Well, I guess
7 days a week.
I guess we could.
Certified freak. 7 days a week.
What else was I going to say? I don't know. Well, what else is going on? Oh, actually, have you seen, I'm sure you have, all of the updated tariff agreements that are, or proposals, I guess. Oh, we're not done? We're not done with Epstein?
Linearly. We're kind of are, but I wanted to stay a little bit tangential.
Okay.
But we'll get to your tariff thing. Did you see AOC calling Trump a rapist on Twitter?
Yes.
And people are, let me find the thing.
I can't, you need to find it because the exact wording of it is perfect.
Wow, who would have thought that electing a rapist would have complicated the release of the Epstein files? And the number of Republicans being like, sue her for defamation right now because they think that the ABC settlement actually had to do with them winning and not the fact that they were like, oh shit, he's going to be the president. So we're going to go ahead and settle with him to try and start winning back some favor and not have a legal battle against the sitting president. They think that anybody ever actually it is not defamation. And in fact, the judge a judge has already found that it is completely accurate to say that it is simply the wording in the penal code in New York that not only is it okay to call him a rapist, which, by the way, you can call pretty much any public figure a rapist and get away with it. But not only is it okay to call him a rapist, but that he was found to be a rapist in court. The phrasing is just different in their penal code than others.
Yeah. Hilarious. I love it. My favorite part, first of all, she's so sassy and it just cracks me up. Like, she just has like, she's so, like, her language is very young because she is young. So I love that she just, like, it's just, the tweet itself was funny, but the best part is the crash out. Across the board, the Republican crash out in the past couple of days has been hilarious. And I love that the AOC portion is present for all of this. Fuck yeah. It's hilarious.
I just want to say, to the idea of Donald Trump suing AOC for defamation, I wish a motherfucker would.
Yeah.
Do it.
I wish he would.
Do it. Do it.
You want to know why it would be great if he did it? Because then it would be like a whole huge public thing. And then it will be somewhere, the story will get so big that it will be reiterated again that he is a rapist. And so it's not defamation. That would be
Every
so
woman
great.
Who has ever accused him of rape gets to go on the stand and testify he is in fact a rapist. There gets to be legal testimony where his team will have to come up and say, okay, yes, he has been found liable of sexual assault. Let's remind everybody of that multiple times. But here's the difference between that and rape, and try to actually set a standard that penetrating a person against their will with your fingers is somehow not rape. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay?
Right.
Okay? I don't know. Fucking just absolutely wild. And people saying sue AOC into bankruptcy. Y'all think we would fucking let her go bankrupt over this shit?
God. No. So true. So true.
Y'all thinking like,
never
here's what I
happen.
think. Do it.
Do it.
And fund her 2028 presidential campaign. Do it and make her the goddamn president. You fucking
I would love
moron. Look at how fucking all of the legal stuff that came for you that you actually deserved ended up helping you win an election. Go ahead. Do it.
Do you think
fucking do it?
Do you think that if AOC, I don't think she's going to, but if AOC ran, that she would actually have a shot because she's so closely endorsed by and so close to Bernie?
I don't know. It's mostly a wet dream of mine. I recognize that she's hot and that seemed to sexualize it, and I didn't intend that. It's more of a political wet dream.
Right.
I'm lactating is what I'm getting at. But that battle could be so huge and cause such an increase in fame, and it would be much more clear how much support she had, as she would have rallies that I think would make his super rallies or whatever look like fucking shit. And like just seeing off the back of what's happening with Mamdani in New York. And wait, did I get it right? Which one is it? Mamdani. Okay.
2 M's.
I don't want to be Christopher Cuomo now. Yeah. Mamdani. I don't want to be, I don't want to Cuomo it. All right. Fucking what a goddamn Cuomo.
You know what's crazy? I found an old shirt from like, I don't know. It was before I moved to LA. So before 2019, I found a shirt in my house and it said homos for Cuomo. Or homo. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is funny because his father, when running against Ed Koch, not him directly, but they attached it to a way where clearly he approved it. There was a whole campaign of don't vote for the homo, vote Cuomo, because Ed Koch was gay.
Crazy.
Though I don't know if everybody, I don't know if that was public knowledge, but everybody kind of already knew and was speculating about it.
Crazy.
So it's funny, the way things shift around or whatever.
Yeah.
Look, if you supported Cuomo over the Republican by the time he was the nominee, fucking whatever. We only knew half of what a scumbag he was at that point. But yeah, that's what a wild and crazy time. By the way, which homo in your house?
It was mine. I know someone else gave it to me. A notable homo gave it to me. And
Were you a Cuomo-sexual?
Yeah. The Cuomo-sexual. Yeah.
There was a guy who called the show. I can't remember what he said. His name was like Mr. Happy or Mr. something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And when he was calling the show, he's like, I'm calling because I'm this really important guy, essentially. He was like, I'm this guy, and I do all of this stuff. I regularly talk with Chris Cuomo. And I thought he was saying that he was like friends and they do podcasts together or something. Turns out he calls into Chris Cuomo's radio show.
Oh,
and he was like trying to give all these accolades. And I'm like, fuck off. I'd debate Chris Cuomo. I'd get him on the line, have a little back and forth here as he's trying to take a more moderate position, even though every step of the way, clearly Americans want the socialist positions. They just don't want to be called a socialist. That's pretty much where we're at with things.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fucking redacted as fuck. Anyway.
But the only thing is, like, I saw another...
you were a Cuomo-sexual.
I saw... I've been seeing a lot of clips of people who, like, had voted for Trump now regretting it because of the Epstein file situation, which another, like, a little aside, do you think the files are, like, PDFs or videos? Like, what are the files?
There's a lot of that. Okay, so who knows? The main thing is supposed to be that allegedly there was a type of client list that Jeffrey Epstein would use and blackmail certain rich people with the fact that he had proof that they had been to his island. This is what people had claimed. We don't know that that's true or not, but that's what they were kind of claiming is going to eventually come out, is going to be released, that they're going to prove. That's not coming out. But then there's also a person here who has recently stated, I'm trying to remember who it was, but that she was one of the Epstein girls, and she maybe even has videos of Trump with girls. Allegedly. I mean, fucking, it's one of those put up or shut up things, just like years ago, people being like, oh, I've seen the videos of him using the N-word on The Apprentice. Like the extra tapes that we had to edit it out. And look, I believe those probably exist, but we can't operate as though they've ever been shown, that we can't be like, oh, by the way, we have to accept that happened because we don't have a good enough
reason to believe,
justification to do so. Yeah.
But I've seen
we have good enough reasons to believe he said that, but to say it as though it's a fact that those specific tapes exist,
not so much,
would be something else.
But I've seen people who previously supported Trump talk about how they no longer are. And there was another clip. It was like a bunch of comedians. I can't remember. I mean, or comedians having a conversation on a podcast. And he was saying,
they prefer the term philosophers now.
Ugh, yuck. He was saying how the only party that he voted for Trump and was like a big fan. And he said now that he's not releasing the Epstein files, the only party that he would ever vote for again is the Democratic Socialist Party. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, there is a weird thing there
way.
too, where like Joe Rogan before he went Trump was a Bernie guy. And now he'll be kind of shitty to Bernie, but it seems like it's these people are the opposite ends of the spectrum. Yeah. Not that Bernie's not even extreme left. Bernie is like left of center on the actual world scale of moderate. He's not a full on socialist or anything, but it is funny how like they are farther apart than Trump and any of the other people. Biden and Trump have far more in common than Bernie and Trump.
They just did. Like that it's like anti
establishment. Yeah. And yet it's like in Bernie's case it is. In Trump's case, he's like, we're going to go and drain the swamp, and here's what we're going to do. Most people, when they're draining something, they put a hose and a pump in, they pump that bad boy out. We're going to add more swamp because if you take fire and you fight it with fire, it eventually gets rid of the fire. It makes the fire small. You wouldn't believe it. That's what happens, but that's what happens. It makes the fire so small.
Joe Rogan also posted like a really funny meme of, let me see if it's still up, a Donald Trump meme, like making fun of him.
About the Epstein thing?
Yeah.
What did he say?
It wasn't really that funny, but hold on, let me find it. Joe Rogan.
I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it. Are you sure it was
here
real?
It is. Yeah, it's on his thing right now.
Okay. Okay, well, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna drain the swamp. Damn, swamp got hands. That's funny.
That's Joe Rogan's account.
Yeah.
It's still up.
Yeah, now like fucking people do some shit about it, right?
Right. He was also apparently, according to, I just opened my phone to Midas Touch, Trump loudly booed at FIFA World Cup at MetLife Stadium. Well, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's just so crazy.
Oh, I hope this is it. I hope it's the end. Somebody earlier posted like, you're going to give Trump a heart attack with this Epstein thing. And I was like,
good.
Promise?
Promise?
Do you promise? Do you fucking promise?
Literally, I will. Oh my God. I hope this is the end of like the absolutely blind support that people have had for him. And it like wakes up enough people so that if and when Trump is no longer with us on this plane, it won't be.
Oh my God. Sorry, people. I didn't mean my nipples get so hard like that right now. I'm sorry if you're watching the video and you just saw that happen. Oh my God. I'm just glad.
We're going to get demonetized.
Thank goodness the desk and the frame stops here, people. My God. I've ruined my chair.
Oh my God. Anyway.
So wet right now.
If he's no longer with us and keep your moaning to yourself. And I would be worried that the problem is not going to be solved because of his support, the support and whatever. But I'm hoping that we've now begun to chip away at some of that support enough that like we can turn it around.
I look, I get it. And obviously the main thing doesn't go away completely, but I think it gets a huge reduction and we get a period of time where it's like, the initial reaction, we got to worry about those days after. Just like people were probably extremely worried the days after. I know that the metaphor is tired, but the days after Hitler did the greatest thing he ever did and took his own life. Yeah. The day after he murdered that son of a bitch Hitler. I'm sure people were very worried, but at the end of the day, big things like that, there isn't a person who can hold it together quite the same way.
Yeah. And
when you take the head off of the snake, the snake just flails around and then it eventually dies. And he is the head of the snake. I don't foresee somebody immediately getting him. Obviously, eventually it happens. Eventually, Hitler was replaced. And that's who we're talking about right now. That's the guy. Yeah. It's him. Just.
Yeah, it's pretty
All right,
bad.
well, I think I'm done with Trump stuff. Do you want to say your tariff thing and then we'll come back and maybe try and get a couple other bits of news in that is not Trump related?
Yeah, so Trump has been announcing the new tariff proposals that would go into effect, I think, August 1st, he said. And the one that has been circulating the most that I've seen is the 50% tariff on Brazil.
Brazil, yeah.
We haven't had a trade deficit with Brazil since 2007. So they were like, so what is the purpose?
What's the justification this time? They buy more from us than we buy from them.
Yeah. And
what's going on?
It's literally like, well, they don't really like how they've been treating Trump. It's just not.
Oh, no, it's crazier than that.
Is it? I thought it was
Do you not know the shit with Bolsonaro?
Like the girls are fighting. That's what I thought.
So Bolsonaro is a Trump-like figure who lost power and basically tried to do a Trump-level insurrection, but because Brazil's democracy is more intact than ours, he is like on trial and shit, arrested, all that shit. He didn't get to do his insurrection. And so Donald Trump literally basically told them like, 50% tariffs or you stop the trial against Bolsonaro.
What?
He's literally trying to, it's because that's what he wanted to happen to him, that some country was like, you stop the trials against Trump or we're going to retaliate, blah, 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 blah. He is trying to undermine the democracy and sovereignty of Brazil because someone who acts exactly like him, maybe he doesn't want the precedent set of like, that is clearly not okay in a democracy to do because Bolsonaro looks like he's going fucking down for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 50% tariff is basically they are trying to use the actual economic standing and relationship with another country to stop their democratic process from getting justice for a fucking huge break of the law that Bolsonaro did. That's the shit going on there.
That's crazy. Wow. I really thought it was way more simple than that. That's crazy. 50% is insane. My mom, my mom's like very particular about her coffee. And I was like, is your coffee from Brazil? Because honestly, even if it isn't, it's going to inflate the coffee market so much.
Everywhere. Yeah.
And I was like, you should buy a lot. You should buy a lot right now because it's going to be really crazy soon if you don't.
Maybe she might be drinking taco because taco always, Trump always chickens out. There's one thing you can rely on, taco.
Yeah.
He's going chicken out. We're doing 90 deals in 90 days. Turns out they're not deals. None of these people actually came to the table.
Yep.
He's just like, well, I'm sending them suggestions. That's a deal.
Fucking unbelievable.
We're so dumb. And we voted him in. We'll be right back.
Would you like to be one of the cool people who can prove they were supporting this podcast right from the beginning? Well, you can. Head over to linemerch.com. That's linemerch.com and pick up some founders merch for The Line as a podcast that will only be available for a short time and features the rough draft drawn logo that soon will be updated to look less like it was drawn by a 3-year-old. That's linemerch.com.
I feel that the term woke has become even less of it is every day it means less and less and less. And now Fox News is calling the new Superman movie super woke.
Yeah.
Because one, James Gunn referred to this, and it's not even just like his film. It's like the story of Superman is an immigrant story. And people are like, oh, they made Superman an immigrant in this one because they went woke. It's literally like, motherfuckers. In every other Superman, where was he born? Where was he born? Tell me where he was born. In every other Superman story, movie, comic book, where was he born?
It's the story. Different planet.
Was it America? And I think some of these people are that dumb. They're like, oh, he was born in Kansas.
Yeah.
In Smallville, Kansas. Nope. That's where he ship landed, you fucking idiots. You fucking morons. You are so fucking dumb. It literally is. It has always been this.
Yes.
They're not making Superman and they're just sitting there. And I haven't seen the movie yet. I'm planning to see it soon. But my understanding is that it is woke because Superman is nice.
What?
In it. And he likes to save people. And is a good dude and doesn't think people should die, even if they're not white people.
I feel so lost.
And that's why it's woke. Because they're used to the Superman that comes down and is like, guys, stop fighting. I'll laser all the brown people and then we'll be at peace. What's going on? I got this. Pew! There. Now we're in a nice white utopia. That's the version of Superman that they know and love. Was that Adam West Superman? I think so. That must have been. Adam West was never Superman. He was Batman. Are you gonna, what do you, I feel like just because Ben Shapiro made a post, like saw it on release night and immediately was like, it's not good. It's not good. And I'm going to tell you why it's not good.
Yeah.
Looking through his eyebrows all the time because I am a failed person who wanted to work in film and I failed to, and it's not good.
He's such a, most superhero stories, if not all to my knowledge, would be considered woke because that's what superheroes do. That's what
they be nice.
The good people care about other people. Is it not? It's like the Justin Bieber thing. What's not clocking to you? What is not clocking to you?
At this point, we have to lean into it, I think. I think that at this point, if they're going to even just make... James Gunn went and alleged, I haven't seen it yet, but my understanding is he just wanted to make like a classic Superman movie where it's like fun, it's a little bit funny, you got like cool things happening, and it's just like neat and uplifting. And this is what people who I know have seen it said. They're like, it's not the best movie in the world, but it's nice. You're not bored. You're having a fun time. It's funny. There's a little whatever. I guess the guy who plays Lex is great. Yeah, all that stuff. And I'm like, well, if they're going to even call that super woke, at this point, let's do Medea's Superman. Let's let Tyler Perry dress up as Medea from Krypton.
Yeah.
Except for I think Tyler Perry turned out to be a fucking weirdo. Let's make, who could we make? Let's make Laverne Cox Superwoman, because that would be mean to make. But let's make it Laverne Cox. Let's give her the mantle. Let's give any black woman the mantle now. Make them old. Make it an old, really overweight black woman.
Perfect.
And that's Superman now. If they're going to be this fucking like absolutely ridiculous about everything, let's start making it let's make the films that they say we're making so they can see the hard contrast and then actually have something to go cry about as they continue to not get laid.
I would like for them all to actually watch these movies again and like reevaluate. Like when I'm watching this, but they're not capable of critical thought. That's the problem. But if they were to watch and reevaluate what this person is perceived to be the superhero, the hero of this story.
Yeah.
What are their values? And what are the values of the person who is perceived as being the literal villain? It should become very clear. Like, it should be very clear. But it's not. So, and I know that we're not talking about Trump news anymore, but Trump, on the White House account, there is an insane picture that is so very clearly, I mean, obviously, AI generated. And it says, a Trump presidency, truth, justice, and the American way. And it is the most AI generated photo I've ever seen. Hold on.
It just looks like shit. Yeah.
I
don't even think it's AI. I think it might just be a bad Photoshop. I think it's AI. I know I could make it. I could make that easy.
It's so bad. His body has never looked like that a day in his life. So I don't know who the fuck we're
fooling.
But
I think that the reason why I think it's a Photoshop, not necessarily AI, maybe they did a face swap AI. I think that is Corn Swallott's, what's his name? The guy who plays Superman. I think that's his body. I think the rest of the poster is the same and only his face was changed.
Got it.
You could use a face swap AI for sure, but that's what I'm pretty sure is
It's crazy.
there.
And then it says Superman and then there's the White House logo.
Mm-hmm.
How did they even copyright wise, how are they allowed to do that?
What do you mean?
Like, isn't this fucking with Superman's intellectual property?
Meme. Yeah, but it's a meme. What are you going to do about it?
You're going to take that to court and be like,
it was adequately modified as commentary. No one's going to get anywhere with that. Like, it's
so crazy.
Anyway, by the way, I guess while we're still in the dumb, crazy thing Republicans are doing, maybe is our last story here. Y'all seeing they think that the floods and all that sort of shit, Republicans are more and more adding to the weather is controlled by the government thing.
Oh my God, yes. Weren't they? There's something that what is it? What are they doing? I just saw it, now I forgot. They're aren't they trying to monitor things that people are putting into the environment or something because they think that it's controlling the weather? I can't remember what it is now.
I mean, they keep talking about cloud seeding, which cloud seeding is a real thing. People don't realize how little cloud seeding does. Cloud seeding, the very best ones, has increased the precipitation of a single storm by double, and that almost never happens. It's on average 5 to 15%. But then people will be like, oh, what if I report this in pounds of water? You could take a cloud and you could add a pound of it, and then you get 40,000 pounds of water. And you're like, that sounds like a lot, until you find out that the average thunderstorm drops. Let me see. I actually did the math earlier because I looked up what the average gallons was. Yeah, the average thunderstorm drops about 2.3 billion pounds of water. That's how many pounds of water. But it's over a big area and it soaks in the ground and all that kind of stuff. You don't think about it, but they're like, oh, the cloud seeding adds tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of pounds of water. And you're just like, you're fucking dumb. You're fucking dumb. All cloud seeding does is basically make the cloud heavy enough to actually fall. And that water's going to fall somewhere. And cloud seeding is not capable of these massive types of floods. But also, who's doing it, you fucking idiots? You want to say the Democrats are seeding clouds in Texas to flood Kerrville? The Democrats, which very famously run Texas. Oh, wait, no. But they very famously run the country. Oh, wait, no. If you're going to say the government is secretly doing it, maybe you should find out which fucking government's in power, you fucking idiot.
Right. Right. That's really embarrassing. That's really embarrassing.
They're so dumb.
They're so fucking dumb.
They can't help it. They're
really,
just so dumb.
They really
think. You dumb children.
Also, like, in what world would we be controlling the weather in such a way that we would want to create mass destruction like that? I don't know. I understand the conspiracy.
At kids at camp.
On kids at camp, knowing that you have reduced or eradicated FEMA, that you have...
Right, you've already done all the work for us.
Yeah.
If that was like, if you were building that thing, you're like, oh, we're going to make the weather, and then be like, what? Bro's getting rid of like tornado and flood warning systems? You guys want to go sell this shit at Best Buy?
Right.
We do not need to do it now.
Right. Yeah. It's stupid. And like, again, not very well thought out. Who's shocked? Not
Marjorie
me.
Taylor Greene. She's the head of this. The government controls
of course.
Which, by the way, aren't you the government, you fucking idiot?
Right.
But also, like, Marjorie Taylor Greene hasn't been swept up by 9 tornadoes. So Democrats, they're not controlling the weather.
You wish. So true. If we could control
Marjorie
the weather,
Taylor
we'd be
Greene
doing...
is landlocked, but we control the weather. I'm
right.
not a Democrat, but the Democrats control the... Are you sure about that?
Right. Right.
Sure about that, people?
Right. If Democrats controlled the weather, they probably would not be flooding civilians in Texas. I would think that they would have a better strategy than that. Although, not great at
little
strategy.
Little girls at a camp.
Yeah, little girls at a camp.
So good. They nailed it. Well done, Democrats.
Like, what
you got them girls. And now Texas is going to go blue.
What are you talking
idiots.
about?
At least, hopefully, this means the midterms end up just destroying the Republicans, because they are right now. No one liked the big the Build Back Better. The big beautiful bill. That big beautiful bill that doesn't even have that name anymore. Because Chuck Schumer, oh boy, Chuck, you pulled something up. Well, you guys were going to speak truth to power and fight the fascism by Chuck's notes. Changing the names of bills. Oh, Chucky, where do we send the check and the blowjobs? We got a whole crew of people. They're in the back of a U-Haul. They're mostly Proud Boys coming to give Chucky a blowjob. That's what's going to happen.
Chucky
mostly
a
Proud Boys.
Job.
But they're like Proud Boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're proud.
We're proud.
All right. This was dumb. This was a dumb country.
It is.
This is a...
It is. It's really embarrassing.
It's a dumb, shitty place. And... the only place worse than it is a lot of places. But we're supposed to be getting a lot better. This is not the direction we should be taking things. This country has potential. We're fucking it up.
Yeah.
Y'all don't believe in space, but you believe we control the weather.
Like, if we could control the weather, I think we would see more significant things happening. Why would anyone control the weather to just wipe out little neighborhoods? Like, besides
the people who were gay to cause Hurricane Katrina, but that's different. That was God, technically. Like, we can control the weather by having tactical anal sex, but that is not what we're talking about.
Right. That's a separate concern.
That's a different way we control the weather.
Valid concern, but a separate one altogether.
Right. Right. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about salt packets and clouds, you know?
It's just the stupidest shit I've ever heard every day.
Hey, come over to the after show. What do you want to do in the after show?
Okay, wait. I have a stupid question that, did we talk about the 3 pieces of bread? I think we did.
I don't know. Bread sandwich?
Yeah, bread sandwich. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have another one of those that I think is more frustrating.
Okay. What do you like for your bread sandwich?
It just got so loud. What do I like
Sorry.
for my bread sandwich? I think I would like a little like white bread rye white bread or white bread pumpernickel white bread. What about you?
Coating it. I'm thinking like you go off book, cinnamon bread, top and bottom, some kind of dark chocolate bread in the middle. Make it a dessert bread sandwich.
Fuck yeah.
Ew. Maybe a layer of icing between them.
Oh shit.
Oof.
Oh shit.
Oof. Are we allowed to go icing? Does this got to be a dry ass bread sandwich? Are you shitting me with the dry ass bread sandwich? Are you shitting me? Bye, everybody. Sorry.
Bye.